Okay, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I like what you've done with the place. It's good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, like the first I want to start out asking you is typical question is what drew you to want to act? Like when did your passion start for it?
Mm. Yeah, like the big question right off the start. You just it's like what they do in weightlifting. You always do your heaviest weights first, so your muscles are most ready for it. Biggest question first. I think it was just a natural progression of what I did as a kid. Um, I was really musically inclined as a kid. At the age of 7, I was like, "Oh, I want to become a clarinet
Oh,
player." So I was like studying clarinet, and then in the church that I went to,
hmm.
I sang in the choir, and then the singing leads to being in musicals, and then this program. I'm from a city in Canada called it's Regina, Saskatchewan, is where I'm from, and they had this program for
I
high school
I did hear
students.
that tune.
You've heard of that city?
Yeah, yeah. I think like I was telling you before about like Jericho and stuff. I think one of the wrestlers that wrestled with him was from that town because Jericho's from Canada too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. There's lots of wrestling. Actually, my a buddy of mine, I think his cousin or second cousin is Bret Hart.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So we
My
always talked
God.
about Bret Hart when we were growing up.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
yeah. Never met him, but I guess I'm 2 degrees away from him, which is pretty sweet. I'm still 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon, but really, really close to Bret Hart. Um, yeah, so I grew up in Regina, and then they had this program for students. It's called Do It With Class. It's still a thing that's going on,
Oh, wow.
and high school students from all around Regina get together. They audition for this program, and they put on musicals. And you take dance training, you take singing, and I took start taking singing lessons. And then my singing teacher's like, you should audition for this theater school. So I went to a theater school in Victoria, and I was like, okay, sure. And then I got out of theater school, and they're like, you should audition for agents. And so we auditioned for agents, and I got an agent. And then I started auditioning for shows. So it just kind of naturally progressed. Like uh, I just always enjoyed being part of the arts, and it kept
Yeah.
going and going. And so I grew up as a theater kid.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's that that's a great way to start, right?
Yeah, yeah. Their muscles are warmed up now.
So I saw like early your work when you first started doing this, like you did a lot of television shows. And was there any television show that you had the most fun working on?
Yeah, I kind of say all television shows are really fun to work on because I have such little experience in it. Again, like I grew up doing so much theater that when I got a TV gig, I was like, "Whoa, what a world! This is so crazy." But I remember my very first gig was Rookie Blue.
Rookie Blue,
It was like
yes.
a cop show. I don't know if they ever said that it was set in Toronto, but it's like it used the Toronto like skyline and all that.
Ooh, okay.
Um, but I was a bad guy named Adrian, I think, and I had really long hair. And anyway, I killed this woman. They don't show me killing this woman, but then they figure out that it was me, and I do a chase scene. And so this female cop, oh, I forget her name. She was the lead in the show. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry if you're watching this. Missy, something Missy. Anyway, she chased me across the roof of some buildings, and so I got to run upstairs, and then get to the top of the building and race across the building. And the director's like, "You got to run fast because she's really fast." I'm like, I can run pretty fast. So I don't think she's gonna catch me. And so I start running, and just look over my shoulder as she's sprinting at me, and she's like full, like she's like a sprinter. And so I had to turn the gas on, and she didn't catch me, but I ran so fast I like got to a wall, and I put my hand on the wall to stop myself, and I went around the corner and I like ripped my finger open because I was trying to get away from this woman.
God.
It was awesome. So that was my first gig, and I loved it.
Your first time getting hurt on set, right?
Yeah, probably not the last, but I don't think I've been hurt since.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
it.
I wear a lot of bubble wrap when I act.
Yeah, the next time you're in a chase scene, you have to wear gloves, right?
It's gonna be part of my contract.
Exactly. And, so, like the first holiday film you did was the Lucky Charm Christmas film.
Yeah.
And how was it like to be in your first holiday film?
It was awesome. What I found the strangest was you're shooting it in August or July. Was it
Get
July,
out,
I
really?
think? Yeah, so it's the heat of the summer, and you go to set and you see like Christmas trees and Christmas balls like strewn about like as they're unloading the trailer, and you're like, "Oh yeah, Christmas is 6 months away," but as you walk into set, you're like, "Oh, no, it's Christmas now."
Oh my God.
But yeah, it was fun. And it was with this company that I had worked with previous, so I got to come back, and it was the same director, so I got to kind of know people a bit more, which was great. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that that must be something like it's probably hot out, it's the summertime, and here you are walking into a building and it's Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, and pretending that you're like just coming out from the cold, you're like, whew, as you're sweating buckets.
As you're sweating, you see the sweat dripping from your face, but it's supposed to be cold.
Yeah, yeah, you're like, oh, it's the snow that landed on my forehead and then melted as I walked in. That's how I justify it.
Okay. And I saw you've been doing like some work with Up Television, and
Yeah.
how's what do you like about working for them? Like you've done, I think you've done a few things now with them, right?
Yeah, the production company that I've filmed with the most is called Brain Power Studios,
Oh
and
yeah.
they end up being contracted by Up. What I like about working with Up is that I guess, for lack of a better word, their stories are uncomplicated.
True.
And
True.
so people that just want to have an experience watching a show that they know how it's going to end, and that what they want to happen usually does happen, that they can kind of have that peace of mind. So my family, my mom, my wife loves watching that kind of stuff. So,
Mhm.
so it affords a place for people to watch that kind of
Oh,
movie.
nice. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like I seen like a lot of the stuff on that channel, that station. It's like very like good stuff. Like it's family oriented, wholesome, and everyone needs to watch something like that in this crazy world, right?
Yeah, and that's also the thing, is like it can't always be art house films and art house, or like really like Hollywood actors and like
Yeah.
there's so much content out there, and there's stories that people just want to be able to relax and watch, and I'm not one to yuck someone's yum, as a friend told me. So if they like it, then that's awesome. And there's a
Right.
lot of people that like it because there's a whole television station based
Well,
on
yeah, yeah. I mean, especially now too, like around the holidays, Christmas time, like
it.
everyone
Yeah.
wants to watch like a movie that makes them feel good, like a movie that brings family together, and then after Christmas they go back to not wanting to talk to their family, but hey.
They should make those movies after, and then they'll sit and watch those movies of, oh yeah, this is a great movie about not talking to my family for a month. Great.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny, like, I see that a lot, like, the Christmas holiday, like, everyone is close and they wanna be together, and then after Christmas, you don't see them again until the following year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of like with my family, and it's not because we're doing it on purpose. I love you, my family. Um, it's just that I don't live in the same province as my family, so
Gotcha.
really I get to see them once or twice a year.
Well,
It's
yeah, that
yeah,
makes sense because you don't live close to one another.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So they're gonna write a holiday film about that.
Okay, there you go.
Get on the plane and be like, oh, finish that Christmas, good.
Right? Like, "Oh, man, alright, I don't have to see them now for another year."
Yeah. Oof. Let's go drinking.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. "Oh, I have to deal with them. I need to go to the bar and have a shot."
Yeah. 3 shots of Jaeger, all for me, please.
And, I was telling you, like, the way I found you is watching the 2 films that you're in, Country Hearts,
Yeah.
and the first film and the Christmas film too. And, how did you wind up getting the role of Justin for the both films?
Well, it's that same great company that keeps hiring me. Thank you, Brain Power Studio. Uh, yeah, so I auditioned for them, and I actually auditioned for Justin and Luke,
Oh, yeah, okay.
the best friend that plays the guitar, because I play a bit of guitar as well,
Oh,
and
nice, nice.
um, and then and so I put both of those tapes forward, and they said they wanted me for Justin. I was like, cool. The I just worked with Marco, who directed the first film, Country Hearts,
Mhm.
and then Amy directed Country Hearts Christmas, and I'd shot two films previous to that with her. So I think that was a good in, and that I've been with the company for a bit. But yeah,
Okay.
that's how I got it. And then when I got to set, everyone's like, "Oh, you get to play the great guy." The one that like we never have characters like this on the films. So I was pretty excited about that.
Nice. And, like, the 2 leads of the film, the two girls that played the sisters, like, are they really singers?
Yeah. Yeah, they sing.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because their music was really good, and I was wondering if it's, like, them or if it's, like, them someone else singing and they're, like, lip
Oh,
singing, like, I was
n-
wondering that.
no, it's their voices. They and I remember I don't know if I was at a costume fitting or what, and I overheard them talking about having to go into the recording studio. And they're like, "Yeah, your call is for 8 o'clock in the morning." And in my head, I was like, "Oh, you got to sing at 8 in the morning? That sucks. Who wants to sing at 8 in the morning?"
I know,
Um,
right?
and so I think one of them said, "Do you think we could move it to like later in the morning or early afternoon? You're not going to get my best sounds." So that's how I knew they were singers too. That they're like, "There's a good time to sing. You need to warm up your
Yeah.
voice." But yeah, they did all their own singing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, when I was watching both films, like, I was, like, completely blown, away by how good they sounded, like, the music they played, the singing, and they were, like, really good, the songs were really good, and I was like, "Damn," I said, "This sounds amazing, like, they should make an album."
Yeah. Well, who knows? Who knows? They would love. I think they would love this storyline to continue. If there's enough people out there that really want to see it,
Definitely.
push for a series. But yeah, like I, it seemed like they enjoyed singing with each other. I never got to be in the studio, but
Yeah.
when they were recording, I think I was in one of the scenes where they were singing,
Mhm.
and the playback sounded great. I haven't seen the films yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't have Up TV, or I think it's on Super Channel in Canada.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have those yet. My mom's seen it. My mom had my mom had my brother and his family over, and they watched it. And my mom's
Nice.
she's usually wants to watch it over and over again. She's like, I don't need to see you do that again. You're not the nicest.
No, but they're like really good films. Like I don't know how I was gonna like it or not, like, because you
Sweet.
know, like I was saying, I watched it because Chris Jericho was in it, but then I was like, wow, I said these are like really good films. Like you know, there's nothing bad about it. It's like a wholesome film. Jericho's playing a loving dad and loving husband, and it was just like it's like a feel good film, the both of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what it felt like in reading the scripts and being a part of the scenes that I was a part of. That there was some wholesome family scenes that I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I can see how people are going to enjoy this.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
And like in both films, like Justin and June, like you can see like in both films that they have their ups and they have a lot of their downs. And Justin, like, he's supportive of his wife, but at the same time he don't want her to be that rock star and have that rock star life and being on the road and all that stuff.
yeah,
And how do you feel about Justin's views about, like, you know, he's supportive, but then he also isn't because he wants her home.
yeah. I have to buy into what my character wants to say. And justify it to myself. So I was when I was going through it, I was like, okay, he loves her so much and he wants her to be around all the time. He
Yeah,
wants to be with her and yes, support her. But I think he comes from a conventional idea of what a relationship is. Maybe the man making the money and the wife being a wifey. And so I think that comes up against this relationship when she wants to explore her possibility of stardom or what uh, money that she can bring into the family and all that. Um, so I kept going at it. I wasn't whenever I did the scene, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to be
yeah,
honest of what Justin wanted to say and what Justin needed out of his relationship and then what the history of probably his family was like, what his parents, the example of his parents, the example of being in a small town, um, and and how he was taught to be this way. Yeah.
that's that that's a very good view of that. I like that.
Yeah. Sweet. But it
And
was
like,
fun. It was so fun to play because I'm not that kind of guy. I
yeah,
like my wife is an actor too. I'm very supportive.
oh, good.
She's yeah, she's a theater star. So I support her in everything that she does. There's no like, you know what, maybe you shouldn't take this job because I want you beside me. No, I I want her to fly to the moon.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you know, it's good you said that because some people don't know how to separate the character from the person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just talking about I was doing a play years ago, and my character was really bad. Like he was a really bad guy, and there'd be people that would come up after the show, and they couldn't even look at me, and they'd be like, "I know that's not who you are, but I don't really want to talk to you right now." Like, okay, that's fair. It's probably a good compliment,
Yeah, no,
job well
that means
done.
you were doing your job. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if they come up to you and be like, "You're not really like that," because you were smiling through the whole thing.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Hey, that means you played your role good. That you had the crowd leaving hating you.
exactly. One can only hope. Exactly. Yeah, a friend of mine used to say, yeah, at the end of a show, he used to get booed because he was playing a bad character, and he's
Well,
like,
yeah.
it was better than Cheers."
I don't know. I'll be standing there being like, is this boo because I did a bad job or did they really hate my character?
Yeah, dang, you're right. Now I'm questioning everything.
Um, so like most of the scene, like mostly all the scenes you have in both films, you share scenes with June Katarina.
Yeah.
That's how you say your name, right?
Yeah, Katarina.
Okay, good. So how was like working with her and sharing scenes with her as your wife?
It was awesome. She's so generous and really funny. But we like whenever she wanted, like she said, if you ever want to work on lines, like anytime off camera, uh, just working on stuff, talking through the relationship, and then being on set, like after a scene, lots of high fives, like lots of laughs. It was really fun to work with her. And
Yeah, yeah.
and
She seemed
she's done a bunch of those films, so she knows the genre and helped me, kind of guided me through it too, which was great.
oh wow, okay. And why do you think Justin like hid the fact that he took the loan out and
uh,
he got banged up pretty bad for that loan and Bones Jericho like had to get him out of it. Like why do you think he kept it from like Bones and June and everyone else?
yeah, I think it's that human flaw of wanting to figure it out yourself. If you grow up in a world or in just like a family that you have to be self-sufficient, maybe he was thinking he can be self-sufficient. There's also that he was a golden boy growing up, a quarterback of high school football, probably got some licks when he left school and he wasn't the golden child anymore. So trying to prove himself that he can do right by anybody. He doesn't need help. He can suss out the money and get it back because he thinks that he is like business savvy. Obviously, he's not yet. Um, and yeah, I think that need to hide failure, as we
Yeah,
all try to do.
definitely yes. And as I was telling you, like I'm a big fan of Jericho, Chris Jericho, and the guy acts. He's a rock star too, just like the two ladies that play the rock stars. So having him as the father was actually kind of cool because he really is like a rock star with his own band and stuff, and he also wrestles. So what's it like being in scenes with him, being on set with Chris?
It was awesome. There's just this aura about him, like so strong. And at the time when I was on set, I didn't know that he was a rock star. Like and I didn't even know, like when I got the call sheet, I was like, Chris Jericho is playing Bones. It's like, there's got to be another Chris Jericho acting. What? And I looked it up, like, no, it's Chris Jericho. I get to act with Chris Jericho. What the hell? And so I got to. So when we were on set, I think it was there was a family scene in the first film when we're sitting around a table, and he oozes rock star.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was like, of course you would cast this guy. This is perfect. It's so perfect, and he's just so kind and so generous, and like, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. And just like shakes your hand and listens, and yeah, it's just great.
So he didn't hit his wrestling moves on anybody on set, right?
No, no, I wish. And like there's also that thing of whenever you meet, I don't know, whenever I meet someone famous, I try not to talk about their fame.
Well,
Like I
yeah,
will acknowledge, I'll acknowledge, like I acknowledged as like, hey man, I grew up watching you. It's awesome. It's a real honor to meet you. But I didn't want to get into being like, so the double suplex, uh, or when you speared that guy, or went off the top rope and put your knee out, or whatever it was. Um, so he never did, but I did tell him I'm doing a play coming up, and I have to do some WWF style wrestling.
okay,
And so
really.
I was telling him about it, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And I was telling him some of the moves. He's like, "Oh yeah, neat." So we talked a bit about wrestling.
Nice, nice. Hey, you could probably get Brett to show you some moves. Brett
Yeah.
the Hitman Hart.
Okay, I'll call in some favors tonight. I need to talk to Brett.
I need to talk to Brett like now.
Yeah.
I'm about to do this play where I'm gonna wrestle, and it would be
Yeah.
good if you could show me some things. And
I'm going off the top rope. I'm getting body slammed. How do I play this? How do I play pain? I think they just feel the pain.
oh yeah,
And
definitely.
I'll take the razor blades and like lightly cut my so when they hit me the blood starts pouring.
Everyone be like, "What? That's real blood? Oh my god!"
Yeah, oh my God, this is real wrestling.
And, what did you love most about playing Justin?
That I just got to play a side that isn't me. There's like there's something in him that lurks in me, whether he comes out fully. The way we talk to our family, when we talk to our parents or our siblings or the people that we love and we've been in a relationship with many years, we talk to them in a way that you don't talk to friends
Yeah,
or acquaintances or work colleagues. And so there's those little seeds that not seeds, but there's sometimes I snap at my mom or something when she asks me something, and I'm like, why did I just snap at her? Well, Justin gets to kind of explore that snap. So I got to
true.
go like, okay, well, what if I kept going into being a dick? But not being a dick because he thinks he's right. So
Yeah.
he just is always right. You were wrong. And let me prove to you why you're wrong.
Uh-huh.
And so we get to explore that. It's fun to do. It's fun to do because and then I would shoot the scene. I'd come off camera, and all the hair and makeup and some costume people and some other people were standing around watching the monitors, and they turn around and look at me and just go, "Oh, disgusting." And then the director was like, "That was awesome. Look at these people. They hate you right now." I'm like, "Great."
Great. They're gonna do something when I'm in makeup. They're gonna draw something on my face that when I go in camera.
Yeah, just like a marker. I'm a jerk, but I can't read it.
Exactly. Or they might make your hair a certain way to make it look crazy, or they're like, I'm gonna get him back for what he said to June.
Yeah, yeah. They take some clippers and just go, "Oh, sorry. Guess you got a bald spot now."
Oh my god. And if there is a third film to be made, like, do you think June stays home, goes on the road? Like me, I think the way it ended for the Christmas one, like it looks like June wants to stay home, wants to start a family. So I think she kind of leaves the band and the sister goes on her own.
Yeah, I think that's where the next conflict will be. What it, like if Justin is uh, uh open and communicative now and less of a dick. I think the confrontation will be them staying home and having the baby or trying to have the baby, and then her maybe being pulled back into performing and missing that
Mm,
aspect of the possibility of stardom. I think that's probably a close line. Not that this is us making it up on the spot, but
well, yeah, of course.
and then an alien comes down and gives Justin the power of ultimate guitar player. So they become a rock duo. But he only plays it on like a cigar box banjo, and they kill at the bluegrass scene.
There you go.
I think so.
Well, if you want to learn to play next, if they do make a third one, like you could just ask Jericho to teach you how to play. I mean, the guy's a rock star.
Exactly. Then there's the relationship between Bones and Justin. This is writing itself right now. I hope they're watching. You guys better be watching because this is gold.
Yes, exactly. And then it would be like a whole wholesome family thing. You get Bones back on stage, and you're on stage, the sisters, and it would be like a whole family event.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the Cash Family Singers. But it's gonna be the what's their last name again? I forget their last name. It's a hyphenated last name. Anyway, it's those.
Definitely, yes.
I'm really selling the memory of this show. Yeah.
Right.
What are the other characters? Yeah.
And was there any funny or cool stories from the set?
Um, I think meeting Jericho was the biggest story that I had, and I would text all my friends that we watched wrestling together, and I said, "I'm sitting beside Chris Jericho right now," and they'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I don't know what life I'm living, but I'm sitting beside the guy we used to watch jump off the top rope."
Former WWF champion.
Yeah. The did he ever have the Intercontinental title as
Yeah,
well? Yeah.
yeah. I think that's when China. He fought China for the
China.
Intercontinental title.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Wow, with a Y. Yes. Um, was she with Triple H? Was
She
that
was, and then him and
that's
Stephanie, and
that's
yeah.
right, that's right. Oh my God, it's all flooding back. The other thing that I really loved about being on that set was it was again with this company, Brainpower Studios. It was my fourth or fifth time working with them, and they keep bringing back the same crew, and so I
Okay.
got to meet and hang out with them. Being on set can be kind of lonely, I find. Again, because I come from the theater background, where everybody after a show they go out for a beer after
Yeah.
rehearsal. They go out for a beer. They're always hanging out. Not so much in film. Um,
Oh,
Everybody just kind of goes off to their own way. It's a long day, so after 14 hours on set, everybody goes home
yeah.
or drives back to where they live. But what I found coming onto set was all the hair, makeup, all the grips, the mic guys. I had a relationship with them, and I could chat, and we could talk more than just like, am I is my collar right? Is my mic there? We could talk about what their weekend was and how their family's doing, and
Mhm.
and I really liked that because it felt more like I was part of a company, a theater company. Um, and I'm always looking for that kind of relationship with my community.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you go out at all, like after your day is over? Like, did you go out to eat or have a beer?
One there not on this one. One show I did go out with one of the fellas. I was like, "You want to go for a beer?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." I was like, "Ah, awesome." But there was always talk of the bar that they shot in. It was they weren't ever open when we were shooting because all the gear that was there, but there was a sign. I forget the name of the bar, but there was a sign outside and it said line dancing Fridays, euchre Thursdays. So you could either go play euchre or you go line dancing. And I was like, we should go do that. And some of the crew had done it before. They'd gone for the euchre night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
So cool. And because it's in a small town, so it's such a small town community bar.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were gonna go out to do karaoke, what do you think you would sing?
um, what do I usually sing Sweet Caroline.
That's a
That's number
crowd
one.
pleaser. It's always a crowd pleaser.
It
Oh,
is.
oh, oh.
Yeah. And my wife's middle name is Carolina, so instead of I say
Oh,
Sweet Caroline. Ah ah ah. So it's
I
always to
like
her.
that.
Otherwise, I'll sing like, um, what do I sing? like a jazz standard, some sort of Frank Sinatra or Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al, yeah, okay.
Yeah, loves me some Weird Al. Yeah,
Remember what was that? The smell smells like Teen Spirit song. He did another. He did his own version of that.
yeah, yeah. What is this song all about? Can't figure any lyrics out.
Yes, that's the yeah.
Yeah, my go-to one if it's in the karaoke list is "Dare to Be Stupid."
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's a good one.
Put down the chainsaw, listen to me. It's time for us to join in the fight. Yeah.
I love the Am- Amish Paradise too.
Yes.
Weird Al dressed as an Amish guy.
With the dreads.
Yeah, and Mrs. Brady, I think, was the one that was in it, right? That played his wife
Yeah, that's
in the
right.
music video. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God. Loves me some Weird Al.
yeah, definitely. And what do you like doing in your free time when you're not acting?
I work on my house. I have a house and I built two decks this year.
All right.
So a bit of like like house carpentry. I'm not very good at it, but watching YouTube for a couple, like for a month, I'll watch YouTube videos to learn the technique and then
Yeah,
I'll try to apply it. I also play video games and do
nice.
I like, but it's the grinding ones. It's Apex Legends and
Yeah.
Rocket League. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I
So,
see you're a gamer. You have a gaming channel on your website.
oh no, I don't have a gaming channel, but I do like video games though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I I got PlayStation 5. What about you?
I got a PlayStation 4. I always get hand-me-down PlayStations because I have a slight addiction to video games, so I
Yeah.
will stop playing because I need to. And then somebody's like, "Well, I just upgraded to, do you want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll take it." And then and then I'm lost for a while.
Okay.
So currently I'm lost for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like when you start a video game, especially if it's like a story driven game, like you can't put the game down until the story's over because it just takes over your life. Like you're in work and you're thinking about like what's coming next for the story.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the good thing about playing Rocket League or Apex Legend is that you can you can stop it because it doesn't you don't like in Red Dead Redemption 2, you're like, well, I don't know, should I save? No, I can do three more missions.
Yeah,
And then it's
exactly.
4 in the morning.
Yes, yes, yes. I've had plenty of those nights when I had to wake up for work at 6 and I'm up playing video games until 3 or 4.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I really want to play Starfield, but it's not on
Okay.
PlayStation. It's a new Bethesda game. It's supposed to be awesome.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, Skyrim. They made Skyrim or
Yes.
Fallout.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And I have to bring this part up because of my love for horror. So, are there any horror films that you watch?
Sorry to your fan. I have such a vivid imagination. I keep away from the horror genre.
Okay.
Um, I can tell it like when I was a kid, I remember we used to watch the Evil Deads, loved the
Yeah,
Evil
yeah.
Deads. I haven't seen the new ones. Um, I think like vampires, werewolves, that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and like somebody inserting into my neck just creeps me the hell out.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
watch that. Yeah. So I keep away from them, but I'm kind of I'm slowly circling around it. I'm like, you know what? I'm old enough, I'm mature enough. Maybe I can watch one because I have a buddy who just loves horror.
Oh, okay,
He wants to
okay.
talk about horror all the time. We're trying to figure out how to make a theater performance, like a horror theater show.
Ooh, nice.
Um, we'll figure it out, but yeah. So there, it's I'm on the periphery right now.
Okay, hey, yeah, you have to do like small steps, like do like a play with horror, or be in like a horror movie, and then you could eventually start watching them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I watched not that it's crazy horror. Again, it's of a time, but Rosemary's Baby
Oh yeah, it's a great
last
movie.
year. Yeah, it's so good. I'm like, "Oh yeah, this isn't bad. It's just a good suspenseful film. Why would I be scared of this?" Yeah. I'm a baby. I'm a baby in a big way.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing now.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I got to stand up for something.
And Thanksgiving just got over, Halloween just got over as well. So Christmas is coming up, and what are your plans for Christmas?
My plans, I am going away. I start a theater performance I leave on Monday in Washington, D.C.
Oh
So
wow,
anybody who's in Washington area, come to As You Like It. It's at the Shakespeare Theater Company. And so we're doing the Shakespeare play As You Like It, but they take a bunch of the script out and put Beatles tunes in there. So it's a musical.
nice.
And that's where I'm doing the wrestling as well. Because there's a wrestling section in it, and they've set it in the 1960s. So like I have this wrestling match, which is great.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But it takes me over Christmas, and so my wife is going to join me in DC for Christmas. So we're going to spend Christmas in DC, which is
Oh,
awesome.
that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and she could come out and see your wrestling skills too.
Yeah, yeah. She saw it. I did the show 4 years ago, and I think there was a point where I get up on the top rope to do the final kill, and I stood up there, and it was dead silent except my wife going, "Ah!" she has jump scares, and anything that she feels fear for me, she goes, "Ah!" And so I was at the top rope, spread my arms to jump, and I hear, "Ah!" And I had this big grin on my face as I jumped down because I knew my wife was supporting me.
Yeah, that's true. All you have to do is hear the groan.
Yeah, she's there.
Exactly.
Let's see if it'll elicit the same response this year.
And the last thing I'm gonna ask you is, where can fans follow you at?
Nowhere. That's the crazy thing. I'm not on any social media.
Oh my God, really?
I've never been on social media. I had
Wow.
I had an Insta for my theater company, but I just found that I wasn't using it for my theater company. I was just watching people do things. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like when Facebook came out, I gave it some time. I read a lot about it as it was kind of permeating through the world,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, and then I never got onto it, and I just kind of I feel like I live under a rock, but it's a nice cozy rock that I don't have to care about everything that everybody else is doing.
Exactly. Like you don't care about if so and so went went to the mall and bought a cheeseburger.
I don't care about that person, Tyler, buying that cheeseburger and, and got a mustard stain on his shirt.
Yeah, yeah, I got mustard stain. I know. No, that's so true. That's all social media is now about, where the people are at, what they're doing, who's bragging, who's not. Like it's like, ugh.
Yeah. I think I feel like I don't know. I won't make any content that will be interesting to anybody. I already do stage stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and if I'm on the film stuff, people can see it, but I don't, yeah, I don't know. I've never I everybody's like, "Why are you not on that? You're crazy for not being a part of it." I'm like, "I don't know.
Well,
Just
well,
don't
yeah,
want
because I mean, they're probably shocked with you, because like you act, and they automatically would think you would be on the gram, on Instagram, like pushing the movie that you're in or something.
I know. I got an email from my agent saying, here's from Up TV and Brain Power Studios. This is what you need to push. on all your socials. And I'm sorry, guys, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But I got the email and I was in a workshop reading of a play and it was at a break and I read it and I just went, ha, 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 ha. And my friend next to me, she said, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "Oh, somebody thinks that I'm on social media and can can push
push
something."
push the films that you're gonna be in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you reached out, Grue Rume.
exactly,
This is
exactly.
me pushing it out.
So yeah, this is your way of doing it, and someone like Jericho is pushing it on his stories on the Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's going to reach a few more people than I will.
Well, I mean, the guy does have like 2 million followers, I think, on his page. So yeah.
Crazy, crazy. I had a friend that she just got, I think she was on Insta, and she only had one friend because she just got on. She didn't know how to
Yeah,
do it yet. And so she's
yeah.
like, one friend. You know what? I think I'm just going to have one friend. I'm not going to have anybody else. Maybe it was on Facebook. And so she just lived at one friend the whole time. That would be me. I would do that.
You're like, go watch my movie.
Yeah. You didn't watch it yet? What kind of friend are you?
Yeah, exactly. I got one follower. Like, the least you can do is watch my movie.
Yeah, I need
Comment on it
100%
after you
commitment.
watch it.
Exactly.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time. It was really fun meeting you and chatting.
Yeah, great to meet you too, Rocco. Thank you. I always get nervous for these things and appreciate like you're yeah, great interview and it's really great easy to talk to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I would love to have you back on when they make the third film. We're gonna put it out there that they're gonna make it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they know all the script now, so start
Yeah,
writing. Start writing.
exactly.
Well, if I land one of those horror films that I sometimes audition for, then I'll there you go. Then
Okay,
I'll come
perfect.
back to be able to be like, okay, I've done the blood and guts now.
All right, I was in this horror movie and I watched something other than The Evil Dead, and
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, she was in the It films.
oh yeah, Stephen
Um
King said it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, and she said she had so much fun doing those. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it would be fun."
having the actor dressed as Pennywise the clown.
Yeah, that guy's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, with Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, those Skarsgårds, they're all of them. They're ridiculous actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did a really good job as Pennywise, because it was out like years back, and Tim Curry was the one that played it,
That's
the
right, yeah.
clown, and like a lot of people were comparing like Bill Skarsgård to Tim Curry, and I was like, and they were like, oh, Tim Curry was better. I was like, no, I said Skarsgård played Pennywise a completely different way than Tim Curry did. So it's two different versions of the clown.
Yeah, yeah, they don't have to be the same.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One day I'll see it. The cover box used to scare me. Like when I
Yes,
was a kid, I would walk through like because I think at the video store, the cover boxes that you had to walk through horror to get to, I don't know, something that I was not I was watching something through the horror and I was like I'd see it and be like, no, 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 I'm gonna have nightmares now. Because it's just the clown, like
yes, exactly. That's that. I know that's the cover. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, no, but it was really fun chatting. Though we definitely have to do it again, whether it's a horror movie or Country Hearts 3 or whatever.
Exactly. Country Hearts 3 or Country Hearts a series?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Everybody wants to see Justin.
Yes, yes. They want to see what Justin's gonna do next, and
Exactly.
if the wife's gonna stay home, if Bones is gonna get back on the road.
And teach him how to play banjo.
Well, thank you. This has been so much fun. Thanks for doing it.
No problem, Rocco. You have a great day, man, and have a great Christmas.
Thank you, buddy. You too.
Yeah. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. That just happened, but happy
Ha-
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving and happy Halloween.
Our Thanksgiving happens long time. It happens in October, like beginning of October.
I know someone was telling me that like Canada celebrates it actually in the same month as Halloween.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think it was October 9th or something. Yeah. I like the distance because I like having turkey, but turkey like two turkeys in a month basically
I
is what
know.
you're having.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. Americans are crazy.
I
But
know, right? Tell me about
you're not. You're not. You aren't. You aren't.
it.
No, I love the States. It's awesome. I live very close to the States. I go there. I go to Buffalo a lot. It's
Oh,
awesome there.
sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a nice city.
Oh, nice, nice. So Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Yeah, thanks. You too, man.
Thank you. And wait, there we go. And oh, see, I'm doing this on the phone now. I need this. Oh wait, here we go.